It's everywhere. The national award-winning CapitalDatelineOnline.com is now available on your mobile devices. Stay informed about Florida politics and government from your iPad, iPhone, BlackBerry, and Android phones. Access the latest breaking news, interviews with top Florida leaders, and policy analysis with journalists and pundits from your desktop, laptop, or mobile devices. Stay connected to CapitalDatelineOnline.com. It's everywhere.
We recently talked with Keith Gregory, Senior Vice President and General Manager, about Cox Communications and the services it provides. Welcome.
Glad to be here, Steve.
Keith, out of all of the things you could have done, why did you decide to become a cable guy?
Well, it was an interesting experience. I was in school as an undergraduate student at the University of Florida, with plans to go on to law school and pursue a career as an attorney. And I was helping pay my way through college by doing cable installations, actually working in the security and audit department of the cable system in Gainesville. And during that time, before I got my degree, satellite technology came along. It started bringing full-length movies, uncut, with no commercial interruptions, into homes. WTBS out of Atlanta started being brought into homes, and so I started seeing this entertainment phenomenon coming along that satellite technology allowed, and it just looked a lot more exciting than the legal field did. And so I gave up, or at least put on hold, the idea of going to law school, and I said, I'm going to stay in this business a while longer. I want to see how it's going to work out. And here we are 36 years later, and that's how long I've been in the industry, and I've been with the same company, Cox Communications, for that entire time. So it was a very interesting beginning, and you're right, it wasn't my initial intention to be a cable guy for my entire career.
When you saw the programming that came in from WTBS,
Right.
What appealed to you? What did you watch?
A number of things, but one of the things that I loved the most about it, this was back when the Atlanta Braves baseball team was not doing particularly well, and also Ted Turner didn't have a lot of programming to fill up the channel on a 24-hour basis, so he would show reruns of Atlanta Braves baseball at like 2 o'clock in the morning. So I'd come home from a date in Gainesville, and instead of going to bed, I'd turn on the television and watch a replay of the Atlanta Braves. But as I said, they were not a good team. They were pretty bad back then. But it was still interesting to be able to watch a replay of a baseball game and it looked like it was live at 2 o'clock in the morning. And the fact that it was a team from Atlanta.
Well, let's talk about, beyond Cox Cable, Cox Enterprises. Your viewers obviously know about Cox Cable and your subscribers, but Cox Cable is a part of a much larger company. Talk about Cox Enterprises and maybe the core values and the culture of Cox Enterprises.
Well, Cox Enterprises is a company that's been in existence since 1898. Started by James Cox, the founder, when he purchased the Dayton Daily News in Dayton, Ohio. The company today is a multifaceted company involved in telecommunications, involved in media, and automotive services. We've got over 60,000 employees around the world. In telecommunications, Cox Communications, your local cable provider, is represented there. In the media group, Cox Media Group, is radio, television, and newspapers. And then automotive services, Mannheim Auto Auctions, but also Autotrader.com is owned by Cox Enterprises. In the state of Florida, we're in 17 different cities. We also, and it's primarily Mannheim Auto Auctions and radio stations, but there's also newspapers. The Palm Beach Post, for example, is owned by Cox Enterprises. And Valpak, which is your friendly advertising coupons that come in the mail periodically, owned by Cox Enterprises, based in Clearwater, is another property in the state of Florida.
Let's talk about Cox Cable in the state of Florida.
Okay.
You have supervisory responsibility for the operations in Georgia and Florida.
Right.
But talk a little bit about Cox Cable in Florida, where you're located and the services you provide.
Okay. We're located in Northwest Florida in Escambia, Okaloosa, and Walton counties. The communities of Pensacola, Fort Walton Beach, Crestview, Niceville, Destin, and Freeport. and in Central Florida, in Alachua County and Marion County, primarily Gainesville and Ocala, but also the town of Alachua and Newberry. We've been in the state of Florida since, the 60s, I guess, for many, many years, going all the way back to when we only had video service, 12 channels of video, and now, as you know, multifaceted telecommunications company offering video, internet service, telephone service, advertising services, and now business services. We now provide video, internet connectivity, and phone services even to commercial businesses. We've got in the state of Florida probably 300,000 customers located in those 4 counties. Florida is a great location for our business. As I said, we've been here since the 60s, and we love the state.
Keith, there's another reality that you have to deal with. It's called competition. Right. It's growing more intense. Talk a little bit about competition and how it's changing your business.
Well, as you mentioned, there's a lot of competition. Every product that we offer today, we have multiple competitors who also have the ability to deliver the same product. And really, it's a result of technology evolution that's been going on, certainly for the last 5 or 10 years, where the pace of that evolution has just increased tremendously. It's brought along competitors that 5, 10 years ago we couldn't have even imagined would have been competitors today. At the same time, consumer expectations are changing and evolving at a very, very similar fast pace. They want what they want, when they want it, where they want it, and on the device that they prefer it to be on. And ideally, they like to be able to customize it within the family. And so that gives the consumer a lot more leverage today, and an ability to choose between multiple providers. It forces us to work even harder than we've had to work in the past, so that we can meet their needs in terms of which service they want, when, where, what device they want it on, and the like. Because if we don't, consumers have the ability to vote with their feet and walk away and go to another competitor. And that would not be good for our company. It would not be healthy for our business. So it's forced us, it's forced all companies to get even better, to work harder at taking care of customer needs and meeting customer needs. And I think in the end, the consumer is benefiting so much more from it. Competition is very, very heated. Multiple competitors within every product line that we offer.
Earlier in this program, we featured a community project that your company, Cox, is involved in the Panhandle, called Save Our Shores. It's a response to the Gulf oil spill. Talk a little bit about why you are involved in that.
I'll start by going back to your earlier question about the culture of Cox Enterprises. The original founder, James Cox, he was a big believer in being involved in the community and being a part of the community in which we are located, making sure that you're providing valuable services to your customers and in a way that those customers value those services, and lastly, that you provide a terrific environment for your employees to have a great work environment in the workplace. And so as a part of that, or a combination of that, at Cox, we believe it's good business to be a part of the community and to help create a very, very vibrant and prosperous community, because we're a part of the community. And if the community is prospering, then we as a business have a much greater chance of prospering ourselves. And like I said, the original founder of the company felt that being involved in the community was absolutely essential. It was the right thing to do, not only for the community, but it's a good thing for the business. It just makes good business sense for us to be involved in the fabric of the community.
When you move about your neighborhood, for example,
right,
or the community, what services that you provide are your customers most excited about? What do they tell you? Man, I really love so-and-so.
Well, what's been going on most recently has been further integration and enhancements of existing services, and being able to bring things like caller ID to the TV if you're a phone customer of ours. being able to get your voicemail messages over the internet, being able to program your digital video recorder from the internet or from your smartphone. So it's an integration of the services or different features of the services that didn't exist many years ago that are creating the most excitement amongst our customers today. And then invariably, our customers ask us, when are we going to get in the wireless business? And our company is involved in wireless, not yet in the state of Florida, but we've launched it in some other markets. It's a product that we feel very bullish about. We like wireless phone, wireless broadband, and we think we've invested a tremendous amount in building a brand loyalty to our company and building a loyalty based upon quality of service to our customers. And just because a customer leaves their home, we don't want them to lose that connection to us. We want to be able to stay connected with them and continue to provide them services in a wireless world.
Keith, what's the future of 3D?
Well, 3D exists today, Steve, as you know. And I think 3D, and we have channels dedicated to 3D programming. There's not that much 3D programming available today, but I think like high definition television was just a few years ago, it's going to increase and increase over time. I think the cost of high definition or 3D television sets and the glasses with those sets will be coming down over time. More programming is going to become available in 3D. I'm not sure that it's going to have as large of an impact or be as mass available to consumers as high definition is, but 3D is going to be something very big and will be here to stay.
Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure, Steve.
That's all the time we have for this edition of Cable in Florida, a public service of the Florida Cable Telecommunications Association and these Florida cable companies. For more about what cable is doing in your neighborhood, go to www.cableinflorida.com. Thank you for watching. I'm Steve Wilkerson.